Hey guys, it's Jason. It's Saturday, March 5th, 2016. Been a long time since I've done one of these videos. Feels great to do it again. I promise to make more for those that are interested. Uh, this is the Euro US dollar, the last three trades that I took in this market, and I just wanted to talk through it real quick. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to try to brush through this as fast as I can. Um, the all of my trades, but these past three trades have revolved around this level here, which is it's around the I've sent a tweet out on Twitter, which I like almost never do for anything other than just like tweeting about, hey, I scalped today, and here's my video. Um, this it was 109.75s. Really, this is actually the level, but it's in that zone. Um, I bought that level, and this is all in the space of 10 days. So this is February 24th, um, and then sold that level on this trade. That's trade number two, and then bought the cover on this trade. This is trade number three, and this was well yesterday. This was during non-farm payrolls, and this trade I caught the action that happened within this wick, and I covered at this level here. So I was just sort of joking to myself that I could probably just quit scalping and just buy and buy and sell this level for the next few, well, whenever. But anyways, let me get right into it. The rationale behind all of these trades, because the markets, the market constantly moves and it tells a story. And so, I'm an order flow trader. I'm trying to think about like what are the other traders thinking in the market, and um, this whole thing, it plays out in a very specific way. It's rare that it ends up within the space of 10 days, all of my trades center around that same story, and I actually get setups for each. But um, this is a weekly chart. Let me move this over here so you can see it. Uh, the moment that the market starts doing something like this, where you can see the resistance here before price broke out, but every single week the market is trying to push through this area here. The euro is at a all-time low, and so you can see each week it's just trying to bust above this. Finally does, and the moment it finally does, I'm looking to bid that level. Let me move to a daily chart so you can see it a little better. You can see, where's my line tool? There's a level here. And I was looking at this price level right here, so that was my entry right at the base of what became a daily rejection candle or pin bar or hammer candle. I forget what they're called. I call this a pin bar because that's the way I learned it ages ago. There's a trend line here which lines up perfectly, perfect confluence. And on top of that, if I go down to the hourly chart, you can also see that from swing to swing, let me try to zoom out just a little bit there. There is fib confluence of the 61.8 fib lines up perfectly. So every reason to be in this trade, and I'm sure everyone was. Like I saw people tweeting about it on Twitter, and everyone in the trading world was probably going long this market, myself included, because it's a great trade. Um, Now, when the market does something like this, when it forms a great rejection candle on the daily, first of all, if you're fortunate enough to be at the bottom, that's one thing. Um, but this alone, once this candle closes, it's a little, it closes slightly bearish, but it's definitely the kind of thing you'd expect to happen. Um, it's a good sign to be if you're bullish this market. Um, I also know a lot of traders that would trade off the daily charts, and what they would do is they'd enter the market after confirmation of a break of this pin bar. Hopefully, a lot of traders would have stayed out of that because they also I was taught that you gotta watch out for the trouble area. The first trouble area is this level here, um, and let me just draw that out here. You can see that level right here. Um, it's You can see the support, touch there, touch there, touch there, a little bit there. But um, on the daily chart, it's critical to look at these wicks. You gotta remember this is a daily chart, so uh, these wicks may look like nothing. It just sort of your eyes just kind of blur to them. But this is a daily chart. It's important to watch out for stuff like this. And so then it becomes a matter of, do you want to get in this trade off the daily chart with a break of this pin bar where the profit is where it's likely to turn at this point, or you don't know what's going to happen and your risk is all the way down here because that's usually where the stop goes. Um, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for others, but uh, this is one of the reasons why I like to bid a level blind at the source of the move because you have a lot more room to play with. What I did was, because this ended up forming uh, a bullish rejection candle on the daily, what I decided to do was, I'm looking at as I'm watching this trade play out on the this is actually the 4 hourly chart, but you can see that the market is trying to break above this level here, or it's forming a level, and it's just having trouble breaking above. And once it did, what I decided to do was I was going to tuck my stop right underneath this candle and give it a chance, and not much of a chance. And figured that I was going to take my profit if it takes me out, then I've essentially gotten out at this level, which is perfectly fine. Um, but if it's going to run, then without touching my stop, then all the better. So, but obviously the market found resistance, as you can see here, and then proceeds to tank to the downside. All right, and it does that in a way that forms a extremely bearish signal. And I say that like it's so mechanical. The context of this, just as an aside, I know that there's some traders that when they trade off the daily chart and they look at this and they say, I don't want to get short this kind of candle because I want to see this kind of candle like up here. All right, this is in the middle of a trend. This is more of like I don't know what they call it, a confirmation candle. Um, That's BS to me, quite frankly. This is a perfect. I'm going to say nearly perfect because like nothing's ever perfect, but this is a nearly perfect signal to go short. All right, and because the context behind it is because you got to look at this bar here. This bar is the key to everything. Because how many people do you think got long this market based on this? All right, and before that, how many people got long based on this level? All right, I know because I was long. I was part of that. So when this candle just completely wipes them out, because you got to know that everyone in the world, I say that take that with a grain of salt. Everyone in the trading world, almost everyone in the trading world, is probably bullish this market. And then this happens, which is a bearish outside bar closing below the trend line, closing below this level, completely wiping out this little pin bar here. Um, this is a huge FU from the market. And the logical point where everyone realizes that they're wrong on the bullish side, everyone who's bullish realizes that this is bad. Um, the first logical place that they're going to try to get out is at the base of that pin bar. All right. So you look at that pin bar, you look at an hourly chart, you look at a 4 hourly chart, whatever it is, and you'll see a swing point, and it's just one swing point. And you might ask, well, like why would I ever want to get short on just, it's just one touch. What's so great about that? Um, let me try to find a good chart here. This swing point here, all right, which is the base of that pin bar. Why not this? What makes this swing point so special? Why not this? Or Yeah, I'm trying to pick out. There's not much on this chart, but I think you get the picture. It's what this swing point represents to everyone, and that's the context that I was just talking about with this bar here. All right, so it's not just any swing point. So I put in a limit offer at that level. Um, this was the close of that particular week, and then we open up here, and the market just rallies right into my order. I get filled, and the market proceeds to go down. A little, a little, I say little mistake that I made, and when I posted this on YouTube, I said I would, uh, um, I said like more on this to come. Uh, I I'm going to sound like an idiot saying this because everyone says this after they take a great trade and they cut their profits short and the market continues much further and they're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to let it run. Well, I did. I did mean to let this run, um, because I had every reason to. This was a huge daily bearish signal, and so I was looking to play it to the next daily area, next logical daily area, which was around here. Um, in fact, my target is actually, you can see it, this little blue line there, um, which it almost reached it. But for all intents and purposes, it got there. And what I did was, as price started to trade into this area here, um, I my plan was to take a portion off. I was going to take a third off, um, and I, I had a complete brain lapse with MetaTrader. Um, MetaTrader isn't my favorite platform, but it has features that I like for particular things, and so I ended up using it for forex trading. Uh, I I knew I I knew I shouldn't click the little X on the right hand side. So what I did was, because I knew I wanted to close out a portion, I right clicked on the context on the trade to get the context menu, and I went to click close trade thinking it would give me the dialog to enter the lot size of what I wanted to close. And I clicked it. Obviously, it closed off my trade immediately. Um, which and there's a bit of a psychological mistake there too, because so afterward I was irritated, but I had every reason to just get back in the market. It makes no difference whether you were in the market and you close it there, and if you're able to get in at the same price, uh, you know, there's no reason not to jump in if you think, if your premise was that the market's going to get down there. If I thought the market was going to get down there, why didn't I get back in? But that's a question that I got to answer for myself, and it's an obvious it's market psychology just coming into play, and it happens. But it's a clear error on my part. Uh, uh, it just well, first of all, the technical error, but just the psychological error of I didn't if I was so bearish this market, why was I hesitating to just accept a price I had the same price. I could have gotten it, and I chose not to. Um, but anyways, enough on that. Let me move on to the next trade, which was yesterday, Friday. We had non-farm payrolls, and the market, as before the news, the market had put in a reversal, as you can see here, and it was starting to trade back into it. And so my rationale was, okay, well, what's the next level that I could trade off of? Again, remember that this is still have this bearish engulfing candle. There's still traders that are trapped up in this area likely. All right, we also have the underside of this trend line here. So the next level you can see is pretty well defined on the hourly chart. And there it is. All right, you can see the touch there, touch there, touch there. Tried to break through the touch there. Incidentally, this is my um, I did not coin this, but I've found my own way to trade this, and so I call it the left eye entry, and it's based on the if you can, I explained it somewhere in one of my videos about how the pin bar works. I'm not going to get into it now, but um, where the market breaks through a level and then quickly rejects, and then where's everyone that got short? They all got short in uh, this area right here. Market quickly rejects. They realize they're wrong. Where they're going to get out? They're going to get out at the point where they probably had their sell stops to get in the market in the first place, or those that didn't use a sell stop had marketed in, seeing the break of this level here. So it's uh, the entry for something like that is right at that level. Again, I didn't get anywhere, but that's beside the point. At least for this, for that little tidbit. Um, you can see my entry here, and this happened in a flash. It was non-farm payrolls, and let me here we go. You can zoom in here. Um, I get in here, and I actually caught the market action of this wick. Um, the market had taken me in, put me in the drawdown, and then just collapsed right back into this famous level now, which was the most logical place for me to take my profit. It's going to be the first trouble area, and that's I just happened to catch. It was the exact turning point, that level. Um, Let me just box off exactly what I'm talking about here. That wick right there. That was the last, at least in the near term, that was the last time that price that the market saw that price before just taking off. And um, what's it trading at now? It's trading at exactly 1002, which is yeah, it's essentially around here. Um, so that's that. That's how trading for the euro has been going. It just weird that if it's been just that many trades on the euro at that particular level, but again, the market tells a story, and it's all about understanding what other traders are thinking in the market, and that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, there's chart patterns here. There's the works, but the market continuously tells the story about what the other traders are doing, and their ways to take advantage of that. So, anyways, that's that. I will put out more videos to talk about other topics once I get my head together and I have the time to do it. But I hope everyone has a great week. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.